How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And before we get started, I want to let you guys know about the private group. Whether you're an investor or you're a trader and you're looking to build wealth in the stock market, then this group is for you. You can find the link down inside the description. We'll be happy to have you a part of the family. So today we're going to be talking about XELA technologies. Many of you have been bringing this across my radar saying, Dre, I want you to do a video, especially many people inside the private group. So we're going to cover it. So let's jump into what we're going to be talking about, which is the agenda. So first, we're going to be going over the technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. We want to see where are those areas of support. This is very key because this is a volatile play at the end of the day, and I want to make sure you guys are prepared. Secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. Does this play have short squeeze potential? How is it looking for Tuesday? We're going to look into that. Then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution from Friday. We see what is the buying, what is the selling. Are institutions involved, or is it mostly interest from retail investors? Well, we're about to find out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts as well as some more details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Exela. So let's see how it closed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $1.88, being down 11.32%. On the low, it tested $1.82. Then on the high, testing $2.07. So when we take a look at the chart, again, this is actually one of my subscribers that were actually talking about this stock to me, and also one of the members inside of the private group. So what we're going to be taking a look at are areas of support here. So one thing that we could see very clearly here as far as support that we want to see hold up would be right here around this $1.84 level. If this area did ever decide to end up breaking, you can see we have a big time gap to fill. So what would the downward risk be? It can get all the way back down here to $1.50. You're seeing this clearly. So from $1.50 all the way up to, as you can see over here, to $1.83. So what I'll be looking forward to, Exela staying above that $1.82 level. It did this on Friday. So if we see this continuation going on as far as for tomorrow and Tuesday, I'm looking forward to seeing some strong moves. So what would that look like? I'd want to see a move getting back to the $2 range. We're able to be in this area on Friday, so we want to see a revisit. One thing we have to be clear of, though, there will be an area of resistance right here around this $1.95 level, or $1.96 to be exact. And I won't be surprised if many are going to be ready to be taking profits at this particular point either. I've talked about this already. If you're planning to sell at around $2 on the dot, keep in mind many people have that goal. If you want to make sure that you can protect some profits, I would be setting it around $1.95, $1.96, and you should be good to go if it's able to actually get to that level, of course. So what I'd be looking forward to, if it can make that strong move to $2 and have a lot more buying volume and a lot more pressure, then definitely we'll see a test going to $2.05. And if we can get past $2.05, things can get very, very interesting here. But do keep in mind of the fact this stock did make a strong move on the 30th of June, going to around $3.08, and then definitely got sold off heavy. But like I said, it seems to be building up some support here around this $1.80 level. So if you want to set up a position here, things are not looking too bad. This is not the particular play I would go heavy in. I would go in with a small position and then see how this stock decides to perform. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Exela technology. So when we see on Friday, the short volume was at 15.9 million. So that is fairly significant. We're going to be seeing what the short volume ratio is when we scroll down on the screen. And of course, this is taking the close as of Friday. We scroll down on the page, short shares availability is at 950,000, updated 29 minutes ago. And the short ball free rate being fairly significant here at 39.72%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see at the close of the second, it was at 98.38. I must say, wow. We can see back on July the 1st, it was at 30.84, and you already see it is already more than tripled. So taking this into consideration is part of the reasons why this stock is definitely worth having on the watch list. As far as price action is concerned, we could see some very strong moves to the upside if we see a lot of buying pressure. If we don't end up getting that volume and that buying going on, then of course we're going to be seeing a lot of downward pressure on the stock price overall in general. But it does provide an opportunity here just by looking at the fact that this does have a ton of short squeeze potential. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for XELA Technologies. So we can see here on the inflow we had 19, and on the outflow we had 20. We had 4 on the large, 11 on the medium, and we had 4 on the small. For the outflow, we had 5 on the large, medium was 12, and then small was 4. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, we could see here on the second, it was at negative 1.04, so it was an outflow day. But keep in mind, we had an inflow day on the 1st, which was 0.22, and then on June the 30th, big time inflow being at 12.8. As far as for June the 29th, we had negative 7.1, so it was an outflow day, and then on the 28th, we had an inflow day of 0.04. So if we take overall for the entire week, yes, it ended up being an inflow, but do keep in mind, we did see some outflows on the Friday. So what does all of this mean? There's definitely going to be a lot of volatility going into tomorrow, and the reason being is there's a lot of interest on the retail side. There's not many institutions who are involved in this play, but we do see a little bit of activity. So if we end up seeing increased volume and increased buying pressure, things can look very, very interesting here. If the volume doesn't end up being there, then of course we can end up seeing a pullback, and that's something that I want you guys to be very clear about when you're thinking about actually getting in this play, or even if you're currently inside of this play. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for XELA Technologies, I'm going to be keeping it on my watch list. When we took a look at the short interest, it was at 98%. Wow. So what does this mean? A lot of short squeeze potential here, a lot of strong movements to the upside in this stock price. The potential is there. But one thing we do need to understand, there's going to need a lot of volume coming through this stock. So if we end up getting it, then like I said, be prepared for the fireworks. Another thing to understand, when we were taking a look at the technical analysis, it is hanging on an area of support currently. But if that area does break, I want to make sure you protect your downside risk. But if you believe in the long-term prospects of XELA Technologies, then highly suggest that, you know what, you might want to start adding to your position. Depends on where your cost basis actually is. As far as the company overall in general, I didn't do too much homework or too much due diligence, but if you've done this yourself and you're feeling confident as far as on the investment side, then good luck to you. I, for myself, I'm looking at this as a short-term play. I'm looking forward to seeing a big-time movement, and that's about it. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.